Hey everybody, John the Editor here, obviously. And this is obviously a MGTOW channel, and I think a lot of the people who watch it are MGTOW. And I'm aware that some people within the, community like to model the idea of there being levels to MGTOW. MGTOW level 1 or level 0, level 2, level 3, and so on, with all the kind of different criteria. Now, I'm not going to tell anybody they can't do that, but I just don't find that a very useful model. And the reality is that regardless of how experienced you are, how new to this you are, whether you're sort of an old hand or not, most people live either in cities or towns, mostly in cities, and work jobs, which means that you live in a place with women, right? Maybe not in your house. You go to work at a place where there are women, or you go shopping where women are employed and also buying their groceries or, socks or whatever. So I want to ask you a question. What is it, do you think, that stops the women around you on a day-to-day basis that you maybe work with or work nearby, the women who serve, who the checkout girl at the grocery store, the other shoppers, the other people in traffic, maybe you ride public transit, the other people on public transit. Just what is it that stops the women around you from accusing you of some kind of sexual misconduct, rape or sexual assault? What do you think stops them from that, from fielding an accusation? Is it that you're not having a sexual relationship with them? Because, as we've seen from so many cases, that's totally not necessary for there to be a sexual assault allegation. You don't need to rape anybody. You don't even need to be in a relationship or have sexual contact. You don't need to not rape them. You don't need to harass them. You don't need to not harass them. I will suggest to you that the only reason the women around you are not actively accusing you of sexual assault is convenience. Not a moral inhibition against a horrendous act of violence against you through the proxy of the state. Not any kind of adherence or valuation of the truth, or even recognition of the truth apart from storytelling. Not a reluctance to engage in vicious or sadistic or what anybody might call immoral or amoral behavior. None of that is what stops a sexual assault accusation. Convenience is what stops it. That it's not presently convenient. There's no visible profit in accusing you. And when there is a visible profit, you'll be accused. And it's important to realize that this is not a suggestion that women are immoral or evil or vindictive or malevolent or any of the superlatives we can pile onto that. Rather, they do not recognize the frivolously made and empty accusation of sexual assault as an act of wrongdoing. They don't recognize that this is a horrendous, life-devastating attack on you. They think it's just a minor inconvenience, minor bit of gossip. Oh well, it's a little inconvenience. So he's going to be unpopular for a couple of weeks. Because that's the world they live in. They live in a world of slander and gossip and malicious backtalk and back-channel character assassination. And it's all temporary and transitory. It's just chit-chat. In the world of men, of course, a sexual assault allegation terminates your career, can destroy your family, scatter them to the winds, ends any future plans that you might have, destroys any wealth that you might have created, ruins the life of your children, ruins, like long-term ruination of your life. That's the understanding that men have, because that's the consequences. For women, though, it's just a little bad talk, a little bad reputation. Next week you'll be fine. In fact, Lucy Ducouture, one of the accusers of Jian Ghomeshi, mentioned in the middle of an interview, his life will just stop and then it'll start again when he gets out of jail.
And say the trial goes in such a way that the accused ends up going to prison, does that offer closure necessarily? Not necessarily. It
Yeah.
means that they go to prison, and so then there's may or may not, depending on the person involved, the people involved, be a degree of guilt of sending them to that environment. And then when they are out of jail, it's sort of like time stopped and restarted again, I would imagine.
Yeah.
Boop. Nothing. It's not a big deal. No problem. Understand that they do not grasp or recognize or comprehend that it's a nuclear missile they're firing at you. And that's why these accusations are made so frivolously, so easily, with so little consequence, with so little thought, and for such little reason. And what stops an accusation against you isn't adherence to the truth or that you're not an assaulter. It's just that right now it's not convenient to make that accusation. And when it is, it'll be made. Thanks very much for watching. And as always, have a lovely, lovely day.